months until I was finally acquitted by a jury of my peers, after evidence that was hidden for 2 years and 2 months came to light at trial that proved my innocence. It took the jury less than 15 minutes to acquit me. Now, that being said, some of these officers around here decided that I'm still a child molester and that they were going to tell people that. What'd you call me?
Like I said, I don't talk to child molesters.
The man opens with a powerful statement about his past, 2 years and 2 months spent in jail before a jury acquitted him in less than 15 minutes once hidden evidence surfaced. That detail alone sets the tone for everything that follows. For him, this isn't just a conversation on a sidewalk, it's a battle over his reputation and the damage done by accusations. When he says officers are still labeling him a child molester despite the acquittal, you can already feel the anger and frustration building beneath the surface.
Thank you.
You realize I was acquitted of all charges?
I'm gonna have you CTW. Don't do it. I'm gonna have you CTW.
I don't give a fuck. Go in there. One, it's illegal for you to go in there and solicit a trespass. I don't give a fuck.
No, it's not.
One, I was acquitted of all charges, dipshit.
You're a child molester.
I was acquitted of all charges,
You want to
dipshit.
tell everybody on your page that?
Everybody already fucking knows. I've talked about it. I've talked about it. You want to be the next famous one? You want to be the next famous one? You want to be the next famous one?
You want to tell everybody on your page that? Go ahead.
Everybody fucking knows.
No, they don't. No, they don't. And you're a white supremacist? Nah. I don't talk to you, man. Hey. You guys cool with CTW and this guy off your property? This guy right here in the red shirt? Oh, now he's walking away.
Yeah, that's fine.
He come over here, he was making a scene while I was sitting in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
The tension erupts. The officer openly repeats the accusation, ignoring the man's claim that he was acquitted. At that moment, the conflict shifts from a disagreement to a direct attack on character. Being cleared in court should close the chapter legally, yet here the allegation is still being thrown around publicly. The man responds aggressively, but his anger is clearly rooted in the idea that the system already punished him once. When accusations resurface like this, it instantly turns the encounter into something deeply personal.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah,
Now he's standing on the sidewalk.
yeah.
Go ahead, 1344.
What was he doing?
No, he come over. I told him, I said, don't say nothing to me. I said, you make a scene. He's got the video camera out saying also he's a child molester.
Yeah.
He got charged with child molestation.
Yeah, and got
He
released.
sat in jail.
Radio,
Yeah.
He's the one who got off the fire.
Yeah, Emerson.
Yeah.
So I told him now he's standing on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell if he comes back on the property, let me know. I know y'all fixing to leave, but
Yeah, yeah.
and I'll see TW.
716 radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yes, sir.
10-4 is Damon Golf. 10-4 is Damon Golf
Always.
Parkway, face
Always.
drive. Damon Golf Parkway, face drive.
You've been warned. You step foot on this property again, they're gonna CTW you. You make a scene. Do not make a scene right now. I'm telling you right now. You're on the sidewalk. Don't play with me. It's called an easement. I'm not an idiot.
The situation moves into the property boundary debate. The officer tries to have the man warned off the business property, while the man positions himself on the sidewalk and points out the legal concept of an easement. This moment highlights a familiar pattern in many encounters. Where exactly does public space begin and private control end? The officer attempts to assert authority, while the man counters with his understanding of the law. Neither side is backing down, and the hostility continues to grow.
I know what an easement is. I know how the law works, dude.
Why don't you pull up the final disposition on my charges, dipshit? Why don't you pull up the final disposition on my charges, dipshit?
And you're a white supremacist. I don't play with
A white supremacist? A white supremacist? Where the fuck did you get that from? Yeah, you're done. You're definitely done. You'll be the next one with a fucking complaint, and you'll be the third Commerce Police Department out of here in 6 months.
You're a child molester.
Is that right? Is that right? Do you know anything about the case?
Read the whole thing, dude.
Did you?
They just charged you for no reason, right?
Yeah, they charged me for no reason, dipshit. That's why I don't. Is there a red dot on my house? Is there a red dot on my house, dipshit? Yeah, you're talking, dipshit. You're talking, dipshit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you curse and there's a juvenile out here, I'm taking you to jail. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's disorderly conduct. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 100%. 100%. 100%. We're all adults out here, unfortunately.
The verbal exchange becomes even more heated. The man challenges the officer to look up the final court disposition of his case, essentially demanding acknowledgement that the charges didn't hold up in court. Instead of shifting the conversation toward facts, the officer threatens disorderly conduct if the man continues cursing. That moment shows how quickly the focus can shift from accusations to behavior. The original issue, publicly calling someone a criminal, gets overshadowed by the escalating tone of the confrontation.
Unfortunately. It's not slander. Try again. No. 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 Hey, sir. Hey, I'm really sorry to bother you at home, but and I only wanted to involve you because I know Gonzo's a little busy right now, and I really trust your input and your thoughts on this. What in the world, when in the world do I consider this guy, Mr. Ponytail Express, who's the child molester, when do I consider this disorderly conduct with him standing out on the sidewalk, cursing and screaming at me over here at ABC Pond? When do I, you know what I mean? Because I mean, he was originally out here cursing at me. I told him, I said, I am not talking to you. I said, I am not talking to a child molester. I'm not doing it. I don't want any part of it. Stay away from me. Go away. And he will not. I mean, I don't care about him standing out on the sidewalk. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. He can videotape me. I'm just running speed. It doesn't matter to me. But where do I draw the line?
Were you involved in a traffic stop, or you were just...
Yeah. No, he was out on the corner and he saw me drive up and he screamed, "What's up, fuck stick?" And I'm like, I said, leave me alone. I said, I'm not talking to you. I don't talk to child molesters. So
What you need to do is, if you're sitting there and he walks up, drive away.
yeah, I know. I'm just it, and I try, and that, you know, that crossed my mind. I just, at the same time, I shouldn't have to worry about where I'm sitting. You know, and again, I don't mind somebody out on the curb. He can stand there. It doesn't bother me. He can videotape me. He can wave at me. He can tell people to slow down. That doesn't bother me. It's the cursing. Where do I draw the line at the yelling and cursing? You know, and I don't want to make a scene, make a stink, because we're already involved enough with some shit. I'm not, you know, I don't want to make things worse whatsoever. So that's why I called you. I just wanted you to know that he's walking away now because he got bored. So.
Yeah. Man, that's the easiest way to deal with him right there.
I mean,
The officer steps aside and calls a supervisor for guidance, which actually reveals a lot about uncertainty in the situation. The officer explains that the man is standing on the sidewalk yelling and cursing, asking where the legal line for disorderly conduct begins. Interestingly, even while complaining, the officer admits the man has the right to stand there and record. The real problem isn't his presence, it's the verbal conflict. This segment shows how officers sometimes struggle to balance personal irritation with legal limitations.
for whatever reason, he just yelled at me and said he's going to make a complaint. I don't know how he's going to make a complaint. I didn't do anything. I turned my body cam off for this whole thing, so y'all are going to hear and see everything I said.
Morning. Sorry about that.
No worries. How you doing?
Knowing it was you, I'd have stopped my holiday.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm alright.
So, have you had a chance to look at the body cam?
I have. It doesn't look good.
It doesn't
We're
look
doing
good.
an investigation.
So, can you tell me if he went in there and said the same thing to them? Did he go in there and call me a child molester to them?
The video looks horrible,
Okay.
and we're doing an investigation. go ahead and actually fill out the
I got the forms. I'm going to fill those
Get them
out.
back to me. But like I said, I'm not waiting until I get the forms to start the investigation. That's already started.
Yes, sir. Here's my issue, and I want you and everybody else that sees this to know I'm not anti-police. I'm not anti-cop. Bad policing landed me in jail for 2.5 years facing a life sentence for a crime I didn't commit. And bad policing also hid evidence of that crime until the trial. That's what got me acquitted after 15 minutes of jury deliberations. I'm not anti-police. I'm anti-bad policing. And I'm anti-guys that can't control their emotions. If you can't control your emotions, you shouldn't be out here. And they just went through training last year over the Emerson incident. And obviously it didn't stick for at least him. You know what I mean? A couple other officers, great job ignoring me. Perfect job ignoring me. That's what they're supposed to do. But, you know, we definitely have an issue with this one. So
We're going to do the investigation, see if policy violations, whatever, occurred, and then we'll go from there.
But you know, if he said that inside the ABC pawn shop, said that to them, that's a whole different bag of issues.
Yes, sir.
That's defamation and slander. So
I understand.
The final portion shifts into accountability. Another officer reviews the body camera footage and admits something important. The video doesn't look good. An investigation is already starting. The man clarifies his stance. He isn't anti-police, he's anti-bad policing. He explains how poor investigative work once put him behind bars for over 2 years, which explains why emotions run so high when he feels mistreated again. In the end, the focus turns from confrontation to investigation and possible disciplinary review.